What's up, guys? So today is Monday. Although this episode will be on Wednesday, so that's when you guys are watching this. But I just finished potty training my 2-year-old, and I'm so proud. I didn't know. It's just kind of a cool fun fact for parents out there or even non-parents out there. Did you know that kids are so freaking smart that they can pick up the potty training within 3 days? So there is a 3-day potty training period or method, and I didn't know about it. I just kind of started searching of how to potty train because I don't know, no one has told me. And it came up. I was like, oh, 3 days sounds good. I don't want to go on months with having accidents and doing all of this. Anyway, so long story short, we did a 3-day potty training. So I was home strictly focusing on that for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And today's Monday. And I'm super excited to be back at work because, just sitting and waiting for a little kid to pee and poo gets a little boring. But actually, it was very exciting because he did accomplish it. And it just felt like such a great milestone for him and for me as a parent to be able to do that. Anyway, so going back to this episode. So what we're going to talk about is going to be actually how to increase happiness. I know it may sound kind of silly and some of you might kind of know what causes you happiness and what doesn't. But to be honest, initially when I thought about it, I was like, what causes me happiness? Like, do I have a list? How do I know what makes me happy? And I know I've talked to enough people in the past where it can be a difficult subject. Like we kind of go on our days and we don't really think about this. But if we want to be more productive, more successful, again, I'm going to tie this back to the purpose of this podcast, which is to personally develop your business if you're an entrepreneur. If we are not happy, I know that it's going to be a lot harder to be successful. So that's why today I want to spend on going over these things that can increase our happiness. And a lot of the things are kind of simple, and it is for us to kind of be mindful and at least know about in order for us to work on. So let's jump into the episode. Hey beauty lovers and fellow entrepreneurs, I'm Yegi, the owner and founder of Yegi Beauty. Within 5 years of being my own boss, I was able to grow Yegi Beauty into a multi-million-dollar company. This podcast is where I share what it takes to be a successful entrepreneur in the beauty industry. Did you guys know that happy people accomplish more? Well, we don't really think about this, but it is very true. And there has been many, many studies to prove and to show that this is a fact. Happy people accomplish more. So how do we increase our happiness? Or have you thought about it? A lot of times when we feel like everything's going our way or we feel like it, that's when we actually get more stuff done. But when we don't feel like it, we tend to do things that are more easy, more lazy, or we just don't feel like doing anything productive. So in order for us to be more productive and for us to accomplish more and therefore be successful, we do need to work on our happiness. But how do we do that? Like, how do we become more happy? We can't just magically wake up and be more happy, right? So sometimes the simplest things are the hardest to accomplish. And I think the subject of happiness is really a subject that people don't talk about that much because we expect everyone to try to be happy, or they're either happy or they're not happy overall. They're happy at a situation or they're unhappy with a certain situation. But we can work on our daily lifestyle in order for us to increase our happiness overall, in order for us to accomplish more and therefore be successful. Some of it might be a reminder and some of it might be something that we didn't even think about. So I want to thank Inc.com for coming up with this article and linking all the studies and research that has been put behind this so I can talk about it today. So the first thing we can do is to get adequate sleep. Make sure you are getting enough sleep to feel rested. Now, there are times where we cannot control that. If it's outside of your control, like you have small kids, there's just so much we can control. Try to find a way to get more rest, but know that hopefully that's temporary. But if within your control, you're not getting enough rest or sleep, let's say you're staying up to watch a show and then you have to wake up early in the morning to go to work, then you're the one messing up your rest, okay? And studies have shown that if we don't get enough sleep and rest, it actually affects our brains, and we will not be able to recall happier memories Instead, we are going to be more easily to recall the more gloomy memories. So that's why a lot of times when people are sleep deprived, they're overall less happy and tend to be in a more moody mood. The next thing we can do is we can actually make it a point to go outside more. Of course, when weather permits, we want to at least be outside for 20 minutes. Again, all of this is based on studies and research, so I'm not just making it up, and it's not based on just my personal life. There is actually science and research behind this. So try it. So if we go outside about 20 minutes a day, even if it's just sitting outside, having a coffee outside, walking outside, anything to get some sunshine and be outdoors to get fresh air, it actually affects our brains in a way where it increases happiness. And since it does increase happiness, that's therefore going to increase our productivity. So sometimes taking a break and going outside is going to actually help you be more productive in a less amount of time. So actually, this made me want to implement that at my office, at my workplace. So we're going to go ahead and try that out. We're going to just take a 20-minute break, and I'm okay with people not getting anything done for 20 minutes if it's going to increase their happiness and therefore productivity overall, in order for us, again, to be happier people, more productive, more successful, and all of that. So I'm going to try that out as a company policy almost, and we'll see how it works out. But I highly recommend it. Try this in your personal life and see what effects you see from it. Now, the next thing I'm going to say, I don't want you guys to roll your eyes, but it's exercise, okay? We all hear it. We all know it. And a lot of us either have gotten in the habit of it and we're so happy with it because we see the results. And the other half, or probably most people listening, don't have the habit of exercise. But by exercise, I don't mean schedule 3 times a week, twice a week, 1 hour, 2 hour. Even a simple 10 minutes a day counts as exercise for this purpose, okay? This purpose is not to be in great shape, be super muscular, be super fit, be super skinny. It's not for that. This 10-minute exercise a day is to increase your endorphins, to cause more happiness into your life. Happiness is, again, one of those base things that we need to accomplish in life. So we can, you're not going to be super happy and excited 24/7, but if we overall can find ways to increase our happiness even a little bit throughout the day here and there, on average, we're going to be happier people. And again, then we can be more successful, more productive, just better humans, I think. So let's get happy together. Okay. Anyway, so we're talking about exercise, right? Not crazy intense. Challenge yourself to do 10 minutes a day, even if it's for going on a power walk, 10 minutes during your lunch. Force yourself and you'll see the results. Find a buddy at work or at home to do it in the mornings, lunch, or I would say morning and lunch is probably going to be the easiest to fit in, because a lot of times after work, we're too tired to probably commit to it. But do what works for you. Just 10 minutes. It's not that bad. Oh, you know what else was really, really interesting to read about? And again, this is studies and research that has gotten into exercise. You know that even that 10 minutes a day can dramatically help with depression. More and more in America, I hear people are depressed. So many people are on antidepressants. Studies have shown that even that 10 minutes a day can dramatically increase people's happiness where they're not depressed, or decrease depression in people even more than medication itself. And again, this is research. It's not me making it up or my thoughts or my dreams. It's really research. So if you can avoid that from any age, in order for you to, again, overall avoid the depression, or maybe even if you are on depression meds, possibly talk to your doctor, work with your doctor, incorporate exercise in there, see how you feel. Did you guys also know? Okay, I feel like I'm, did you know? I feel like I'm totally pushing exercise, but I felt it on myself and on my body and my mental health of how much it has helped me. So I am going to passionately talk about it. But did you know that even the 10 minutes a day, if we physically don't even see any change in our body, like we're not skinnier, we're not fitter, we're not more toned, we believe we are different and we end up being happier. So if you physically measure yourself, weigh yourself, and there's no difference at all, even when you're just exercising like the 10 minutes a day, it still makes us happier and feel better about our bodies and ourselves. All right. If you are not convinced about increasing exercise or at least 10 minutes a day to increase your happiness, here's another easy one that you can actually do. So it is to socialize more with family and friends, coworkers, whoever's company you enjoy. There has also been a lot of studies in work environments that if you even give your employees raises, that does not increase their significant happiness or contentness with their job compared to them being around good coworkers, good colleagues to increase, their workflow. Again, these are studies that have been done through research, a lot of people, and that is the case. So therefore, make sure you are spending time to develop your relationships, if it's at home, if it's at work. If we have meaningful relationships with family, friends, coworkers, that will dramatically increase our happiness. One of the top 5 regrets people have when they're dying is that they haven't spent enough time or quality time with their loved ones. That was kind of like mind-blowing, right? And I feel like this is like an America thing because we are a lot of times so focused on being, productive, especially for this podcast, whoever wants to personally develop and also own a business or be an entrepreneur. Sometimes we get tunnel vision and we're just like, okay, go, productivity, don't waste time and all of that good stuff. But the reality of it is we do need to slow down and have that balance and spend time with our family and friends. Now, I'm huge on balance, and even if everything's going downhill or horrible with my business, I don't care. I wouldn't sacrifice myself, my family, and my friends' time, my social time, to focus more on work. There is a time for work and then there's a time for play. And we need to make sure we keep those things separate because, like I said, if we are spending time with our family and friends and our loved ones, we are going to be able to increase our productivity at work or when we are focusing on a project to be productive. So take breaks. So with this, I challenge all of us to pay attention and see how our relationships are with the people that we care about. And a long time ago, there was a book called The Happiness Project. And I think that's where I initially read this, that you need 9 good social relationships in your life to increase or feel happy. So it could be your mom, your kid, a coworker, a friend. So 9 people that you can really feel super close and connected with, that you can trust and enjoy your time with in order for us to feel happy. So I challenge you to pick your 9 people or go out and make new friends, or even if you kind of have acquaintances, spend some time and get to know them and actually socialize, and you'll see a dramatic difference in your happiness and then your productivity overall in life. So last comment about social relationships. Again, studies have shown, I'm going to keep saying that, you guys. It's getting a little funny, but I have to keep repeating it because this studies show it. Okay, so studies show that social relationships, again, we talked about how important it is, but a big part of it, more than our closeness to family and friends, that we feel loved or feel cared for, more than that, actually helping people have proven to have a big effect on people's lives where they live longer. So a lot of people that help others and are involved in their community and again, with people around them that they actually feel like they're helping them, end up living longer and happier and more healthier lives. So we do hear that here and there. Okay, helping people helps you and all of that. But it was kind of crazy to see that there is actually research showing that you live a longer and happier, healthier life. It's really cool how all of that is connected. So I think a kind of a rule of thumb for me also has been, if it's helping, monetary, if it's not your time and your services, if it's monetary, about like 10% of your income or your profits or whatever should go in helping other people. So that's kind of a thing you guys can think about if it's monetary or, you take that money and somehow try to help other people with it. Or if it's your time and your services, then, about 10% of your time you should try to spend on helping other people. And, helping other people is also kind of selfish. Like we said, it increases your longevity of life. So be selfish, help other people. All right, here's a easy but a hard one. Everything's easy until, you're not in the mood, right? So the next thing is smiling. So smiling more can dramatically increase our mood and happiness. But if we're in a really angry, sad, negative mood, it's really hard to smile, right? If you're happy, it's easy to smile. You can just smile at everybody. You can say hi, you can wave, or hopefully you can do that. But when we're not in the mood, even forcing a fake smile has shown to increase happiness. Sometimes it makes other people smile, and then that makes you smile for real. So next time you're really feeling angry, give it a try. Just force a smile in the mirror for yourself or at a stranger. Worst case, it's going to make you laugh and maybe increase your happiness that way. But yeah, studies have shown that smiling more is actually increasing happiness. Try smiling more, even at strangers, even as you're walking. Just have a smile on your face. At first, it may feel forced or silly or, just weird, or maybe that's not you, but maybe it can be you. Maybe you can be that happy person who's always smiling. Again, here's another selfish reason why you should smile more, because not only it increases your happiness overall, it really, studies have shown that it helps your brain to think holistically instead of on one thing. So a good example from that article from Inc.com was you end up seeing the whole forest instead of just the trees. But you guys, isn't that crazy? I'm just going to pause and think about this, because sometimes I'm mind blown with these things. And it just really proves to me that how much of our lives we have control over. A lot of things, a lot of people, even myself in the past, have thought, it's just me. I'm just like this. Or we blame different circumstances. We act like a victim. We're this way because of X, Y, and Z. But the reality of it is, look, even these little things that we can do is fake a smile enough until we're always a smiley person, really changes our mood, our brains, ourselves. I'm really mind blown. I hope you guys are mind blown and of how much control of your life you actually have in order to live the best, or whatever exact life you want to live. Now, on to a couple more challenging tasks that we can do in order to increase our happiness. But if we are serious about living a great life and becoming successful, all of this is kind of like a ladder, right? We're happier, we're more productive, therefore we're more successful. And it kind of goes in a circle. Then we continue being happy. So a little bit harder tasks that you can try one is gratitude and one is meditation, right? The reason why I say it's hard is because from my experience, it's been hard to keep it kind of a routine or keep it something regularly that I do. I'll try it here and there, but it's kind of hard to make it a habit, right? So I'm going to say it's hard, but technically it's very simple, but it's not that easy to keep up with it or to kind of get the hang of it too. So let's talk about gratitude. So that one to me is a little bit easier than meditation, but gratitude, it has significantly been shown and proven, and we keep hearing it more and more lately, that give gratitude, be grateful, right? But how do we really give gratitude? Again, this is really hard when we're not feeling so happy and grateful. And the reason why we want to do these exercises is to snap out of those moods when we are in that mood. So the way I found that the gratitude works, even when I don't feel like doing it, is I kind of have a list. So one day, whenever I'm feeling extra happy and motivated or grateful, I'll sit down and I'll write a list of every little thing that I'm grateful for. Okay, and I'll do this once in a while when I'm in that mood. So then I have that list handy and I can read it in the mornings or at nights to really kind of try to focus on it. Okay, and a lot of times we have to have the feeling. It's not only saying it and faking it, but a lot of times when we start saying the things we're grateful for, we end up feeling more grateful. And the more we can feel, the more we're going to connect to our inner self, and therefore, again, the gratitude is going to work to increase our happiness. The challenge would be for you, if you've never done this, when you're in a good mood, or schedule out a time where you can sit down. Probably a good time would be after you exercise. A lot of times I found that after I run or exercise, I'm in a uplifted mood because those endorphins are working. So then I can sit down and make my list of everything I'm grateful for. So it could be my hair, it could be my kids, it could be my employees, it could be my car, it could be my feet. I don't know. I'm grateful that I can listen, I can hear, I can eat, I can taste. Every little thing, even the simplest things that we take for granted could be part of your gratitude list. And it will become more of a habit for you to recognize and know everything you're grateful for and focus on all of that. And again, this is also going to increase your positivity. So that's kind of a strategic way of how you can kind of handle gratitude, instead of just initially being told, oh, snap into the mood of, or feeling gratitude or doing your things you're grateful for, right? I'm still having a hard time meditating on my own. A lot of times I need a guided meditation. So what I do actually is I put a guided meditation on YouTube or any other app that's for meditation, and I just try to really get in a quiet spot and follow the guided meditation, because I know the benefits of meditation. I haven't fully felt the benefits. It's a part that I'm working on, is the meditation. It's been really hard for me to master that. I've been going on and off of it throughout years, but I'm also a person who believes in not forcing things. So I'll give it a try. And if at that time of period in my life, it's not really working out, I'm not going to be so hard on myself and be so mad and disappointed that I can't meditate right now. Instead, I'm going to kind of put it aside and then try it again down the line. So currently I'm at a state where I still haven't mastered meditation, but I do it here and there when I feel like I need to feel a sense of calm and I need a guided meditation to really just clear my mind and de-stress. And, again, it's been studied, and there's a lot of research that meditation does really help calm you down and reduce your stress and make you think clearly. So give it a try. Like I said, it is challenging. A lot of times people have told me, oh, it's so silly. Why am I going to sit quietly? Like, I don't know how to sit quietly. I can't turn on my brain. There's so many things that are going on. And I'm one of those people. I still can't do that. I still say, oh, my brain, like, it just doesn't shut off. But again, don't fool yourself. We have so much control over our bodies and our minds. It's insane. And once you start feeling that and knowing that, you will find a way to get there. So right now, I know and I'm aware that I have so much control over my mind and my body. However, I still haven't mastered the meditation by myself. So I'm doing the guided meditations. Okay. There's so many books, so many videos, so many things of how you can meditate. There's workshops. I would actually really love to go to a mindfulness or a meditation retreat one day. Maybe that will give me like a nice kickstart of how to do it, right? I believe in education and getting help when we need to. But anyways, that's too much about what I want to do. But yeah, meditation. So give it a try. Even a 10-minute guided meditation right now, that's kind of all I do. If you're curious, in the mornings when I feel like not getting out of bed, I'll put like a 10-minute positive meditation for the morning, and literally just 10 minutes. I lay down there with my eyes closed and I listen to it, and by the end of it, I feel great, and then I could start my day with a clear mind, positive attitude. Okay, so here's another hard one, a simple one, but a hard one. I'm going to not go too much in detail because a lot of time it's not as feasible. But one thing we can do that we haven't probably paid attention to is how much our location from work could affect us. So if we live far from our work, the traffic, the driving, all of that can kind of add up and cause unhappiness, or it causes a lot of negative feelings. So if you feel like that you are one of those people who are just dreading the drive, always complaining about traffic, always late, or all of that, you may consider moving closer to work. It can dramatically increase your happiness if you take all those negative effects aside. But it is really hard because you have to maybe consider your kids or your significant other or any other cost, any other thing to move closer to work. So one thing that I've done, because right now actually my business and where I live is kind of far from each other, and I hate sitting in traffic because I think, or in just not even traffic, I hate sitting in the car because I think it's waste of time. And for me, time is so valuable. But what I've been able to do to not have negative feelings when I drive back and forth daily is I put on a podcast. Maybe this podcast you can put it on. But I put on a podcast or something positive that's going to still put me in a productive state or a positive, happy state while I'm driving. So it does definitely help. Now, my personal ultimate goal is to buy a house very close to my business because I love this area a lot more. But until then, I'm going to make the best of it and I'm going to do something that I enjoy throughout the drives. So another thing I've heard people do is you can pick up a language. You can put like a program to learn a whole language while you're driving. I mean, how cool is that? If you love music, you can really try to sing along. Anything that you can think of that you can do while you're driving safely, make sure you do that. We're getting closer to the end. So 2 last ones. This one is super easy. Actually, maybe it's not easy, but it's fun. So plan a trip, okay? Sometimes planning a trip can feel stressful as well because it may be, too complicated or too long, takes too much to plan a whole trip. But for me, what has worked is to plan activities as well. So as long as you can put stuff down on your calendar that you can look forward to, it dramatically has been proven to increase your happiness. So even if it's a lunch with a friend to catch up, if it's a trip to Disneyland or a full-on vacation, plan it, even way in advance, put it on your calendar. And studies show that even if you have something to look forward to, merely thinking about that activity that's coming up causes happiness. So put stuff on your calendar, and anytime you're feeling sad or low or kind of unmotivated to even work, remind yourself that, next year even, I have this trip coming up, so yay, and then it should really increase your mood. Okay, well, if none of that seems like something that you can do, or maybe there's one thing you can try to do from this whole list to increase your happiness, therefore productivity and success, here is a super easy one that you don't have to do anything about. Just get older. Now, again, the older we get, something happens. I think we care less about BS stuff, and therefore our happiness is increased. So just sit there, hang tight, and bad times can just pass by. No. We're going to make sure we have control over our lives. We're going to try many things. But again, like I said, there is hope. Even if you are super unhappy and you're listening to this to hopefully find a way to get happy, know that the mere fact of growing older, we do get older and wiser. And it is proven that we do get happier as we get older. And my personal beliefs on that is because we figure out and we learn ourselves and we figure out ways to increase our happiness. We don't pay attention to the BS stuff that don't make us happy. Instead, we start focusing more on the things that do make us happy, and we cut out all the bad people or all the bad things in our lives that are causing unhappiness. So that's my last word of advice to you guys before we end this podcast, is really pay attention. If there is anything that's in your control in your life that is causing you unhappiness, even if it's people, consider cutting it out or limiting it within your life. We all have so much control over our lives. We just have to really realize that and take action. Even little baby steps like smiling can really help with all of this. Well, I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Until next time, bye. Thank you for listening. Please rate and review this podcast. Follow and engage with us on social media under the Yegi Project. And if you're interested in being a guest, email info@theyegiproject.com, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future episodes.